Welcome, everybody, to episode 2, week 2 of the Maroon Momentum Show. I am your host, Jonathan Duff, and I am proud to be sponsored by John Clark State Farm. I've said it before, and I'm going to keep saying it. John Clark, a football guy, a great guy, opened up a State Farm agency in Richmond. You should really check him out. Strong values, and I fully trusted him with my insurance needs, and we all have insurance needs. So if you haven't checked out John Clark State Farm, check him out and know that you can always count on Clark. Now, I also want to start the show off and just give my, my thoughts and prayers to Telly McAllister. Obviously, this past weekend, he suffered a pretty gruesome injury. I do know that he is okay and that everything is going well as far as he's going to have a long recovery process. So just put your thoughts and prayers out to him. With that said, I'm looking forward to getting to a loaded show with you today. I got former kicker and points record, extra points record, field goals record. He's got every record. Not every record, I guess, but he's got all the kicking records. I'm going to have him on, former kicker Pat Nations, along with preseason All-American safety Jaheim Ward and linebacker and long snapper Blake Howard. So looking forward to a loaded show with you, and I'm going to go ahead and welcome on Patrick Nations. What's going on, Pat?
What's up, Tosh? How are we doing?
I'm good. I'm just making sure everything's working here. I got a lot of moving pieces, and I'm not tech savvy. So, man, I should have actually led off with this. Not only record holder in the EKU football record book, but also new radio addition to the EKU Sports Network team. Can you tell me a little bit about that? What's your role on Saturday?
Yeah, going to be making some calls on live play-by-play with Wes Chandler. Be up in the booth. It'll be a little different. It's going to be a different point of view of Roy Kidd Stadium. But I'm excited. I'm a little nervous, but just try to rock and roll.
You're going to do great. Obviously, I mean, we're a little bit used to being on the sideline a little bit and watching the plays, so that's not too different, but I'm sure the vantage point will be different. Kind of, I guess, share with me, what's a week of prep for that like? I mean, this is the debut, so what has this week been like? You've been studying up on Houston Christian?
Yeah, I mean, we had not a press conference, but we just had like a little Zoom call the other day where we, did a little recap of Louisville, went over some stats and stuff. And then we also talked about, Houston Christian and the week coming up and just talking about a lot of the guys and, who we think standing out right now, who we need to look for. Obviously the Telly injury, talked about that a little bit. But there's just like certain pieces that we just kind of go over and make sure that, we dot our I's, cross our T's, and get ready to roll.
And I know nobody's more prepared than Stoudemire with his war room sheet that he has.
Yeah, he was bringing out stats from, gosh, I guess the last time we played them, I don't even know what was that, 2020?
Yeah, it was 2020 actually.
He's bringing out Bailey Zappi stats.
Yeah, he got us pretty good.
Because his younger brother plays for Houston now.
Oh, really? Did not know that.
Yeah, his younger brother's on the team. So that's where it kind of came into play.
Yeah, and Bailey Zappi went on to go to he transferred to Western Kentucky, and then he broke Joe Burrow's record a year later after we played him with Houston Christian. He went on to Western Kentucky, broke Joe Burrow's record for passing yards in a season the year after Joe Burrow set it. So Is his brother a quarterback?
I don't think so. No.
Okay. So someone to watch for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Interesting. Yeah. Okay, did not know that. And you were at the Louisville game this weekend, right?
No, I didn't go. I didn't get a chance to make it down there, but I watched all 4 quarters on the ACC network. Got to watch that.
As did I. Obviously, there's a lot to take away, and a lot of people will overreact to week 1, as we know. Tell me, though, you can always take away, people say this isn't true, you can always take away some positives. What are some positives you saw this weekend?
Yeah, I mean, there's always, negatives, positives, no matter what the outcome of the score is or win, loss, whatever. You can always, find the good things in the game, and there's always going to be bad things for sure. But a couple good things that I saw, starting off, you and I were specialists. I mean, Buzz went out there. He had a great game, 1-for-1. Got a kick under his belt, transfer from UTEP. So I think that was really important for special teams as a whole. Um, we didn't have that many rushing yards, but I will say that, BB looked good. Our running back room didn't, obviously Carter's gone. I think they stepped up. BB looked good. He had to fight for every inch that, he got.
100%.
But he looked good. Brady Hensley got his first career touchdown. That was a good positive too. And I mean, obviously the one that's going to stand out is 3 defensive takeaways. I mean, we had 3 picks in the game, 2 from Vito, and then 1 from Brody Wells. So I think that's the biggest takeaway from the game is our secondary stepping up, because you and I both know that defenses in the past, we've always had really good defenses, but we've just had lapses here or there in big time games or whatever it may be. But I think to see 3 defensive takeaways in the first game of the season against the offense like Louisville was a really big takeaway.
100%. I agree. And Brody's, sorry, I was thinking about Brady Hensley's touchdown, which I'll get to, but Brody Wells, I mean, he sat on that pick. That was a great break on that ball. And then Vito obviously made some plays, and I mean, he was running all over. He was running wild. I think he had 70 or 90 or something like that return yards, because he obviously scored a touchdown, which is huge in the first week. To get a score on defense is huge. I want to talk about the running game too. You said, they did fight for every yard and the yards per carry, and that's stuff that doesn't show up on the stats. But one thing I noticed is every time Latham got the ball, and same with Brady, they fell forward no matter how soon they were hit, which I think is huge. I mean, hidden yardage. They were getting extra yards every time they were hit. And I mean, we talked about it earlier. Latham, you can tell he gained weight, huh? Like, I mean, those guys are strong dudes.
They've definitely, I think Coach Brown, Billy, he's put on quite a performance show in the offseason, and it's showing. I mean, Latham's came out. I don't know how much heavier he is, but I mean, you can definitely tell just by him on TV and, just seeing him around going to practices and stuff. Like, he's put on some weight, and it's not bad weight either. I mean, he's still got that quick step. He's still got that breakaway speed. And then, Brady Hensley, like, he's just all muscle. Like, very rarely are you ever going to see Brady Hensley fall backwards.
Very rarely.
Very, very rarely are you ever going to see that happen.
Yeah, obviously, too, we have an invested interest. I mean, being former teammates and friends with everybody, how cool was that to see Brady get his first touchdown?
Yeah, I know, it was cool. I wish I could have been there to see it. But
me too.
Yeah, no, I texted him. No, it was definitely a cool moment for him, though, for sure. I know he's been waiting for that one for a while.
Yeah, unfortunately, he was supposed to be on the show tonight, but he's being a scholar athlete himself. He has a class conflict, so he will not be on joining us. But yeah, I mean, I was very happy for Brady. It is kind of an awkward situation when you're down as much as we were, because he can't celebrate and experience the full moment, but I'm sure it was a really special moment.
Yeah, for sure.
Moving forward to kind of, obviously we can sit and talk about the negatives and the positives. I'll say one negative you could say is rush defense, in the sense of we gave up a ton of rushing yards, but I mean, that running back, if you did not tackle him in the hole, he could outrun everybody. He might be one of the best he is one of the best running backs in the country.
Yeah, I think he's one of the top backs. Definitely. I mean, you can argue top 5 backs in the country, but I mean, without a doubt, top 10 back in the country. I mean, he's got the breakaway speed. He's got great vision. I mean, he's a true sophomore. Like, dude's young. Like, he's young. But
absolutely.
I mean, he's got everything in front of him. And I mean, there's very few backs I think that will face this season in conference play that are to that level. Now, in the past we've played guys like that, the back at Tarleton, back at Central Arkansas, even the North Alabama running back, he was up there too.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know. I haven't gotten to look at the full rosters yet of the other teams, but I can probably say we won't face a back like that again.
Yeah, I agree. And Jeff Brom, I mean, Louisville, they run a great team. I think they were receiving votes. I don't know if they cracked the top 25 this week, but it was a strong opponent. Obviously, I mean, and this is my thing. We stay positive here. I don't dwell on anything, but obviously, I mean, their defensive ends had a freak first step, and I think that caused a lot of disruption in the offense
Yeah.
as far as Miles not having a lot of time. So I think this week, obviously, will be a greater test. But the one other thing I wanted to touch on in the Louisville game, how about on special teams sending Buzz out for that kick at the end? We've talked a little bit about this. I heard Wells in his press conference say, it was the spot that he struggled with the most or something like that in camp, and he ran him out there at that spot and watched him knock it through. I thought maybe, it could be partially that Wells wanted to do that just because Wells likes to see the kicker build that confidence is what we talked about. From your experience as a kicker, what do you think that move kind of was just to get
Yeah.
points
I
on the
mean,
board, get the kicker confidence? What kind of comes from that?
yeah, for sure. I mean, at that point in the game, it's late in the game. The game's already out of hand at that point. I like sending him. I like the call. I like sending him out there. I mean, he's a transfer guy, first year, first game as a colonel and everything. And I think that's really important to get him, involved, get him, feeling comfortable outside of, going out there for kickoffs or an extra point. I mean, the extra point in the kickoff, it definitely gets you engaged and gets you more comfortable. But once you have that first field goal, and especially in a stadium like that, because I remember when we played there in 21, and I mean it was a big stadium, and I mean it's fun to kick on, and for him to like get that experience and have that kick under his belt already lets the coaches know, hey, I'm transferred, I'm here, I'm ready. So I like the call, I like the play, but that's also me being biased.
Yeah.
But
No, and I'm in agreement, and I'm in the same boat. But I just thought it was. I bring that up because the announcers were like, "Why aren't you going for it?" But I just thought that was
yeah,
obviously. I think that's huge for confidence and getting
yeah,
how important the operation is, just getting that to gel. But beyond that, we highlighted some UAC teams. I don't know how much you followed the UAC this week, but pretty impressive week for the conference.
oh yeah, yeah. But I
Is
mean,
that kind of? Did you see
I mean,
anything?
we had what was it, one or two FBS wins in the conference?
Two of them.
One, two? Yeah, no,
Two of
two
them.
FBS wins in the conference this week. I mean,
Yep.
this year's
Yeah.
definitely everybody's brought their A game and they're ready to play.
Yep. 7 out of 9 teams are either in the top 25 or receiving votes. So that speaks. I mean, I think the UAC, it's a young conference, but I mean, we've quickly made it one of the best conferences in FCS, if not the best. So
Yeah,
that's going to be a fun slate coming up. We got a lot of good teams coming to Richmond. That'll be exciting. Week 1 to week 2. Coach Wells used to always talk about the big jump that you see from week 1 to week 2. How true is that in the past? Because I know my opinion, but what do you think?
yeah. I mean, I think it's night and day. Like week one, all the excitement, all the buildup. I mean, we've been training since January to August, or well, practically end of August, early September, depending on the year. But I mean, that's 9 months. 9 months of you're just ready to hit somebody else that's not your teammate, not your friend, whatever. Like you're just ready to go, and to come out there, and we've experienced it in multiple games. Season openers where doesn't go our way, it doesn't go. We're so amped up and excited, it doesn't go our way, and I don't take that as a bad thing all the time because I think
Mhm.
it settles down the team, settles everybody in, relocks them back in. Like, okay, the excitement's here. We got to play. We get it under our belt. Now let's really focus on. We saw the things that we need to correct. We saw the things that are working, not working, and just build on those things. And like the prime example that I'm going to go back to is Cincinnati, 2023.
That's what
I
I
mean,
was thinking. Yep.
yeah, I mean, we got our teeth knocked out. Like, and
Yeah.
it wasn't even. And I think this Louisville team that they played this past week compared to that 23 Cincy team, I think Louisville was a better team. I think Louisville would have
Agreed.
killed Cincinnati that year.
Agreed.
Um, but I think just based on that, like and then we came back the next week and played 4 quarters with Kentucky and
Yeah.
had a chance to win the game. So, I
Yeah.
mean, I think
I
there's
agree.
a vast difference between week 1, week 2, and just comfortability of, the staff, the calls, a lot of transfers coming in. Miles is first starting, with the Colonels. I mean, there's a lot to take away from
Mhm.
it. But I would say
Yeah.
not to expect the same showing or outing that our boys gave last week compared to this week.
Yeah, I agree. I think, and that's really what I was thinking too when I was thinking of, Wells used to always preach you see the biggest growth in your team from week 1 to week 2, and that was the most true Cincinnati to Kentucky. And it's easy to say when you go from like Louisville top 25 FBS team to an FCS team or whatever to be like, oh yeah, of course you're playing better. But no, I mean, we've seen the proof there between two FBS teams going back to back and seeing the growth. And I think it is just getting in the meeting room and kind of, okay, now we've seen it against another person. We're not running against the same people in practice. And obviously defense may know offensive plays. Offense may know what defense is coming out to do. So I look for a lot of growth this week. And the last kind of thing I want to talk to you about is this week. Houston Christian. In my opinion, hard to get a read on them. I have not watched a ton of film, but I know that they played a NAIA school last week, which they beat 69-0, an impressive victory. But two very different week 1 experiences between playing a potential top 25 FBS team and a NAIA team on the other end and getting the big win. I guess one question: which end would you rather be on in that case?
See, I don't know. I mean, because like if you're Houston Christian, the team you played, I believe, I believe I was talking to Greg about it, and he said that they have 5 wins over the past 5 years.
At NAI level?
Yeah, like just something like that, like something crazy where it's just like, you know. Now on the other hand, like Houston Christian, they're coming off hot, they're feeling
Right.
good, they're thinking all of their plays are working. But on the other hand, if I'm that head coach, you got to talk to your boys and be like, hey, you know, the speed of play is about to jump up so
Yeah.
much faster.
Yeah.
And it's about to go like 0 to 100.
Mm-hmm.
And then on our end, Coach Wells is going to have to be like, hey, like, speed of play is going to go vastly down.
Yeah.
Like their edge rushers are not going to be what Louisville's edge guys were.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just the speed of play and, the athleticism and all of that's just not going to be the same either way you look at it. I just think it's important to find that middle ground of, for us, still stay locked in, do our job, do what we have to do. Don't worry about them. Let them do their thing. As long as we control the pace, we control the game. We control the line of scrimmage. We do everything that we need to do. Stop the run the ball well, hit our passes when they're there, clean special teams game all the way around. And then, I mean, we'll come away with the win. It's just a matter of doing what we have to do.
Absolutely. And I think, anyone would want to be on the side of a win, but I sit back and I look and I think that to be an EKU football player and everything, I prided ourselves on the fact that we would go into any stadium and play whoever. And so I think, continuing to play those games with those top 25 potential teams, an SEC team, an ACC team, and not shine away from those power conference games, I think are pretty special. And I think it's what makes the season fun. And you never know when you're going to go knock one of them off like we did, obviously a MAC team, but playing Bowling Green that one year. So
Yeah, it's another good
I would,
example.
yeah, I wouldn't want to change it, but obviously, we got a Houston Christian team that feels that they're on a roll coming in here, um, looking to continue their roll going, and then we got a hungry EKU team looking to bounce back. Should be
Yeah,
a good one this weekend.
yeah,
Pat, good luck on your first radio call. I'm excited
yeah. Appreciate it.
for you. You're gonna do great.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate you coming on. Yep, and I'm going to go ahead and transition here to the preseason All-American everything, Jaheim Ward. But thank you again, Pat, for
Yeah, no,
coming on. I appreciate it.
yeah, I appreciate you having me.
Jaheim,
Tough.
here we go. Are you on there? How are
Yeah,
you,
I'm
bro?
on it. I'm good. How about you?
I'm good. I'm good, man. I'm just making sure I'm not having any technical difficulties. Obviously, this is a new wheelhouse, new endeavor for me on my end, but it's always good to see you, Mr. Preseason. Everything. How you feeling?
I feel good, man. I feel good.
Yeah, I gotta ask you. I guess my first question for you is being preseason All American, preseason All American, preseason All American, preseason All Conference, things like that. Obviously it's great to have a pat on the back, and I know the PR answer that everyone says is, it doesn't mean anything, and that may be the case. I don't know. I don't know that feeling. So, can you kind of tell me? Getting all that recognition this summer, obviously it had to feel good, but are you in that mindset that it doesn't mean anything? Does it give you an extra boost of confidence going into the year, or how do you feel about all that?
To me, that's just saying after the season they recognize who I was. And to me, I just look at it as that's just a recognition. Like, don't let it boost my head up. Don't build too much confidence off of it. Stay humble and continue to grind. Like, I need the postseason, not preseason.
100%. 100%. You're talking to I think you're talking to a 3-time preseason all conference person, but 2-time postseason. So I understand that for sure. Um, so let's talk about obviously Louisville first. Just kind of go over the game a little bit in the sense of not going to make you rehash the game and everything. I know everyone wants to move on from that, but as a captain, congratulations on that.
Thank you.
What's the temperature of the team like in the locker room getting back to work this week after that game?
I mean, before the game, everybody was hungry. We knew they're P5, but our mindset was still come out and win, still come out and play our hardest, play for each other. And after the game, our mindset really haven't changed. Just still play for each other, come out and practice each and every day, get better and better.
100%, and that's what you got to do. Obviously, I talked to Pat about this. There's positives and negatives, and I think people look at the score. People can get down on themselves, whatever. Now, if I know anything about the culture of DKU, that's not happening anymore. But I look at the game and I saw a lot of positives. Did you feel that way still, that there were a lot of good things to take away? And what are some of the things you kind of take away from that game that you guys did well and can keep doing well?
It was a lot of positives. We did a lot of good things. I mean, it just the few things we didn't do led to them having big success. And we just got to keep feeding out the positive and the little things that we didn't do. We made it big things this week.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. Yeah. To me, one of the positives, and there's a reason I asked for you to be on this show, is I saw you knocking people's heads off this weekend. I really did. I saw that little, I think it was an orbit motion, and you came up and smashed it in the backfield. I saw you flying around the field, which is kind of crazy from a safety position. Obviously, you're playing, I don't know what your depth is, 15 yards or whatever it may be from the line of scrimmage. But you and Derek Taylor as well seem to be in every tackle. Talk to me about the play that Vito ends up getting the pick at the end of the half. But I don't think a lot of people – now, the announcer gave you props on the ESPN Plus, but I don't think a lot of people give you enough credit when they look at that for knocking for PG knocking the teeth off of the guy who was going to catch that ball and giving Vito the opportunity to take a pick. Kind of tell me about first just your mindset out there where, I mean, you didn't look like you were going to go play the ball. You were going to go knock him out, and it worked out. So tell me about your mindset out there.
My mindset on that play, like when a quarterback snapped the ball, he never looked nowhere else. He looked at that dude the whole way. So I'm like, There's no way he's going to throw this. So as me running over there, I wanted to pick it, but I'm like, I'm kind of a little far to pick it, so I'm just gonna knock him out. He's gonna drop. I knew once I put a hit on him, he was gonna drop it. But I never knew Vito. I did not know Vito caught the ball. I heard the crowd going crazy, and I looked. I'm like, no, Vito done caught it. So I told Vito, like, yeah, that's an alley hoop, man. I threw you a little alley hoop.
Yeah. I was gonna ask you then. My next question was, did Vito come over and say thank you for that one?
Yeah, he said, I gotta give props on my safety. I would never make that play without him. Yeah, he gave me props after that.
That's awesome. I mean, a crazy bounce off that guy's leg. That was a all around pretty cool play. I think that's the. Did you break a pass up last year and hit it to Vito? Is that right or no?
I actually, that play, I dropped the interception. Like it hit my chest. And Vito was just that. It's just like Vito just always there to rebound. He's always in perfect position.
I didn't mean to bring up any bad memories, but I thought you had broke one up for Vito last year. So I mean, man, Vito may owe you some dinner or something like that. The stats are looking good. But yeah, no, that was
I gave him 2-1.
Yeah, you did, and that was an incredible play. And Vito had a really good game as well.
Yeah, he did.
Talk to me about the secondary because, I mean, to be honest, I went to that scrimmage, one of your guys' scrimmages this summer, and it's one thing that stood out to me, and I had talked to Wells about, and that's something he was really high on all season. You have an older secondary that, I mean, has some playmakers.
Yeah, I mean, each and every day, I challenge the group just to get better. Like, what happened yesterday happened yesterday. Can you improve from yesterday? Each and every day, we challenge each other. We come up with little things to challenge each other and just get better and better each and every day. I challenge Vito. Vito challenged me. Hint challenge us. We just all challenge you. DT challenged me. We just all challenge each other in a way.
Yeah, and another question I have, you say that and makes me think of it. It was great to see Hintz back out on the field. Obviously, I didn't get to see him on the field that often because he'd gotten hurt in spring ball when I was there. But what kind of difference does he make having him in the backfield there, defensive backfield?
Hintz make a big difference. He's not a big talker, but he actually has been talking more and more. Like,
that's awesome.
Each and every day, like Hintz talking more and more, but Hintz is probably one of the fastest guys on the team. Yeah. Hintz makes a big difference out there.
Yeah, that's why I drafted him on that spring ball team because he was so quick and he was returning all them punts.
Yeah, Hintz makes a big difference. He can move quick.
100%. Now that's one more thing here with just talking about the secondary. You got to play with Mike last year, and Mike did his thing in the preseason this year. Derek Taylor seems to be a great addition to this EKU team. I mean, once again, he was flying around making plays. You were flying around making plays. And then when I saw a sub go in, Aiden, I'm not going to try to pronounce his last name again. Nelson. I think I got it wrong last time.
It's Aiden Nelson.
Okay, Aiden Nelson. Okay, so there's the T1 that got me off. But talk to me about getting to play with such talented safeties and kind of how that elevates your game, or how do you guys play off of each other? How does that, elevate your game, like I said?
We very, very competitive. So it's like one of them makes a play. Okay, now I'm trying to make a play. That's just how I go. Like, we're very competitive. They're two great safeties, Aiden and DT. They both play great. I mean, I like playing with both of them. Yeah. So, it's like the big three, Yeah. It's like the big three: Chris Bosh, D Wade, and LeBron.
I got you. Who's Braun? You Braun?
No, I ain't gonna get. I'll be D Wade. I'll be D Wade.
Okay. Serving up oops. I got you. Man, yeah, but I mean, it seems like people. Oh shoot, we lost Mike. An incredible player, and he's, like I said, he did his thing in the preseason this year. He's going to be on an NFL roster this season. But man, Derek really impressed me, and so did Aiden, both. I'm excited to see what you guys do once we get here, this year, getting your lick back this week and getting to play in UAC play coming up. I'm excited to see what you all do. with Vito, with Hentz, with, you got Rabbit, the young guy. I'm excited for you all. I know you guys are going to kill it. Talk to me about, obviously now you've gone through a full week of prep on Houston Christian. What are you seeing on the film, and what can we be ready for as viewers out of their offense this week?
I mean, Houston Christian, they're a pretty good team. So, I mean, I feel like they're going to come out here. You got to expect the unexpected with them. Like, you just got to be prepared for the unprepared of what they do in their offense. They're a really good team. They won last week. They're really high right now. Just got to come out and be the best version of ourselves.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think I heard that they faked a punt, so I think you're right. I mean, you got to be ready for anything.
Yeah, they did fake a punt.
Yeah. Tell me about – now, this is just my curiosity. I can never be back at safety for a lot of athletic reasons, but tell me about preparing for a team where you think there could be a trick play or a double pass or a flea flicker and having to play safety. What are the keys there to make sure that you don't get beat on those kind of things?
You can't be so quick to do anything. That's the main thing. Like, you can't fly at the post for a run play and it could be a flea flicker. You can't be so quick to do anything. You just gotta hold on for a second and just double check. Right. That's the main thing. Just double check.
Probably eye discipline. Is that kind of too like what?
Eye discipline is amazing.
Yeah, huge. I could see that being a thing. My last question for you, obviously you probably get asked about this all the time, but your brother, Jaheim Ward, he's with the Vikings. What year is he going on in the NFL?
This is third year.
Third year. He won a national championship, right?
Yeah, he won
at
a
LSU.
national.
Man, so you got pretty cool brother, pretty good experience there. Talk to me about, obviously both playing DB roles. Talk to me about kind of like how you learned from him growing up and how you've kind of evolved, and has he helped you? Is it watching him? Is it his words of wisdom? Is it everything? Just kind of like that unique experience other people don't get to have.
Yeah, he's a role model to me. Like, no matter what game it is, he'll watch, and he just always go text me and like, he'll always give me advice. Hey, you playing too high. Hey, this is why you got beat. He always texts me and let me know. But we're very competitive. Like, in high school, he'll say, he'll be like, I had more career interceptions than you. We're just very competitive. We're all just trying to compete. Like, I'll tell him, like, oh, I have way more tackles than you or something. Like, we just always competitive, trying to be better than each other. And I just love that for us. Like, I love being competitive with him.
That's awesome. It's a cool experience. I mean, it's been cool just to see you come in as a transfer from Austin P. We won't mention that school again, but coming in as a transfer, balling out last year, and then having an even higher ceiling this year. Everyone's real high on you, and it's for good reason. You've earned it. So I'm excited to watch you the rest of the season. I appreciate you coming on this show and talking to me and giving me some of your time, and best of luck this weekend, and go get it.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on here.
Absolutely. I appreciate it. Awesome. That was Jaheim Ward, Mr. Preseason Everything, as I said, and a baller on this year's EKU football team. I'm really, really glad that he got to come on and provide us with a lot of insight. And with my final guest, I'm super excited for this one. I'm going to bring on Blake Howard. He is a linebacker and a long snapper for the EKU football team. I'm excited to talk about him. Mr. 2 tackles this weekend, a menacing coverage. Here's Blake Howard right here.
How you doing,
awesome. Good. How you doing, Blake?
My camera up, man. Is this cool?
Yeah, there you go. You look good. There we go. That's all right. I just told Jaheim I got more tech stuff than I'm used to. Obviously, I'm not used to being behind the computer screen. I'm used to being with you all, so I got some stuff to learn here on my own. But you look good. I can hear you. How you feeling, just body-wise, health-wise, going through this week? How you doing?
I feel good, for real. Just, the typical practice pains.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Are you still going through linebacker practice and long snapper practice?
Hey, you know it.
Better man than me. better man than me. But I know, I mean, you made 2 tackles this weekend. The linebackers showing, your snaps were on the money, the long snapper showing. Um, I don't know. I mean, teams have to look at the scouting report and see you there. I don't know if Louisville was ready. I saw maybe a DB on you one time, and you just bodied him over to the returner. You had an incredible game. I mean, I don't even know where to start with you. Obviously, being a linebacker and playing long snapper as well is so valuable to your own self. Coach Wells always talks about inside the program. Do whatever you do to bring value to yourself, and you do that. Where did you start with long snapping? When did you start snapping?
So when I was like a sophomore in high school, that's when I started long snapping because like I wasn't really getting many offers. Like I was getting a lot of D2s and stuff, and like where I come from, it's like, you're not paying for college. Paying for college. So like the way that, well, I am now, but the way that I was supposed to get money on top of my D2 scholarship, because you got to pay extra in D2.
100, yeah.
Long snapping, being able to play 2 positions, up in your value on the field. So that's where that started. I just had to have a game plan in my mind to like, okay, like if I'm gonna go D2, like, well, that's what I was thinking at first. If I'm gonna go D2, then I need to be doing both. I need to get this money somehow.
100%. And I used to tell players all the time, tight ends, linebackers are the perfect size for it. I used to tell people like, well, first when I was there, I'd tell them, don't learn how to do it while I'm here. But when I'm not here, learn how to do it, man, because I mean, you can get paid in the league, you can get paid in college, you can do a lot of things, and just adding that tool to your tool belt is so valuable to a team. And so I guess, did you end up snapping at all when you were at ETSU? Were you still snapping there?
Yeah, I was a long snapper there, but I
You
didn't.
were
Not in game though.
not in game. Okay, so
I
that's
was
how I was wondering.
I was a backup snapper.
Yeah, so you snapped a little bit, and you snapped a little bit last year, and
But
then
I still played like every other special teams. Like, I was still a guard on punt, a tackle on punt. I was still on kickoff return, edge rusher.
right, and same with last year. I mean, you still played all over the field,
Right.
and you're it's unique. You're long snapping, but you're also vital to every other special team and the defense as well. When you got to EKU, you were snapping with me last year. Lasers, absolute. I mean, fast snaps, great snaps. Is there anything that you did you lock in on it this offseason, knowing, I got an opening to take this spot? Was it, oh, I just, how much did you work on it this offseason? What did you work on? And how did we get to where we are week 1?
You know yourself that like linebacker is important to me.
Mm-hmm.
Snapper is too, but like during practice it was linebacker, and then after practice, that's when I had to like tune in and like only focus on just getting my snaps. Like I'll go to the goal post, I'll put the ball on the field goal, and then try to hit the goal post like in a certain spot. Like I still do that now. Like after practices, I'll just line the ball up on the field goal line. And just try to hit the goal post, just to work on my accuracy, make sure I'm following through. Try to just prep. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Like, it went from getting the extra work to that being my preparation. And that's like, I knew in my head, like, yeah, I do want this long snapper spot. Like I need it. And you know that. Like, I've been, even when you was there, I wanted it.
I know. I'm glad the goalpost thing's really locked in after I was gone, because, I mean, you throw a laser of a ball. Talk to me about, you get into snapping and you got this role now. You're the starting long snapper on the team. You get to snap to Jacob Baker. Talk to me kind of about building chemistry with him, because obviously we know that that's important. You want your punter to trust you. Also, you got another dude who can tackle at punter, but we'll get into that later. But talk to me about kind of your relationship with him and building that chemistry over the offseason.
Me and Baker are getting tighter and tighter. Like, I snap to him every day. Like, we always get extra snaps. Like, specifically him, because like if I just do it to anybody, it's just not the same. You know that.
100%.
And like, I always tell, like, Bake tells me where he wants the ball, so I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get it there. But if I don't, like, yeah, he's on my ass for sure.
Yeah.
Like, but nah, yeah, me and Bake, we're definitely getting tighter. Like, our connection is starting to, like, it's really getting there.
Awesome. Yeah. And that's something that I don't think people outside of the position kind of understand the importance in that chemistry, like a quarterback and a receiver, because,
Right.
Baker, a punter, like they got a spot they want. And the guy that's going to be in the game is the guy, who's hitting that spot that caters to that one punter. It's very different going from a starting punter who could be 6'2" to a backup punter that could be 5'10". That frame is different. So I that's awesome. I've talked to Baker some, and I've only heard high things all summer. So I was excited to see you out there. Talk to me about the difference in preparation. And I keep focusing on long snapper. I get to linebacker here, but talk to me about the differences in preparation for you now as the starting long snapper. Are there things you're looking for on film? Is there a difference in preparation at all, or still the same old?
Right now, in the moment, it's really like it's a bunch of unknowns, especially going into a team where it's just like, well, I just had my first game long snap and I just had 2 tackles. So like
Yep.
I'm expecting a double team,
100%.
but the team that we're about to go against doesn't even like block for real. Like they'll sacrifice return yards for a block.
I
And,
got you.
and so it's just a bunch of unknowns. And
Right.
my head is as just be prepared for everything. Mentally, physically, like just do your job. That's all you can really do at this point until we
Yeah.
get further down in the season, and then you know what to expect.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's always good to get more games on film, especially nowadays with the craziness of coordinators moving on,
Yeah.
players, a whole new player, like
Everybody's going.
70 new players or whatever it may be. So it is craziness nowadays trying to get ready for a week 1, a week 2, even a week 3 game. But, and obviously you're used to preparing for punt schemes and stuff like that. You got to watch, you got to know, is this guy going to block me? Is he going to back off me? Is he going for the punt? I would venture to say for the rest of the season, after not only making 2 tackles, but hit sticking in 2 tackles, that you're going to be a guy that they're watching so that they can go protect their punt returner. So you definitely will see some double teams, I believe, the rest of the year. But now let's transfer over to defense. You're a linebacker in a loaded linebacker room. Talk about the competition in that room, because you all are so deep at that position.
Yeah, we're insanely deep. Like honestly, it's a lot of competition. Everybody in there is good. Like it's good. We got older guys that's good. We got young people that's good. We got people like me with almost like 2 years left. That's good.
Yeah.
It's all in there, and honestly, it all comes down to who's gonna do the role the best.
Absolutely. And
like, it could be
no,
games.
you go. Yeah.
It could be games where it's just like, okay, like we know who's gonna play in this game. We know who's the best. We know who's gonna be a special teams guy. We know, like I know that I'm a big special teams guy, but like I could also be the rotator and the backup linebacker. But like it just all comes down to who's gonna do their job the best, who's gonna play their role.
100%. And I got the opportunity to talk to Braden Sullivan last week, and we talked about how, he told me that confidently anyone on 4 deep or just an absurd number could go in and be the starting linebacker at any moment and do a great job. And so I think that's a testament to you all. How does that competition breed during practice?
Ooh. It's kind of like a pick and choose thing. Like, like if you're going to get reps. But if you go, like, if you're usually not getting reps and you get in, you got to know what you're doing.
100%.
You got to, at the end of the day, we all are competing for a spot, but we know who's going to get the most respect, and that's the person doing their job. So,
For sure. Now, talk to me about this coming week, Houston Christian on film defensively. Do we know kind of what to expect? Do we have things to look for? just as a viewer myself, out of this Houston Christian offense? Is it too early to tell totally? Kind of what are your takeaways from film this week?
Like I said earlier, it's a bunch of unknowns because like you can watch film all you want, but they did play a team that wasn't so like you're not EKU, like they're not
Right.
on Division One, so it's kind of like they got a whole bunch of new coaches, like we was talking about earlier. We just don't know. You always just got to be prepared. Like that preparation part just comes into play a lot this week. Like that honestly should just be the word of the week.
Yeah, 100%.
It's just so many things you got to prepare for that we don't know yet because we haven't seen them against anybody else. And they also could have been like running stuff or just limited to running things that we haven't seen yet because of them playing a lower level team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You all played two extreme different opponents last week. So I think it's hard for them to get a read on you, hard for you to get a read on them fully. I mean, hard for anyone. Right. Kind of, I didn't ask Jaheim this, and I am curious, you go into the defensive meetings, and I talk to him. You can take positives, you can take negatives out of any game, including last week. No harping on any negatives, but when you look at last week, was there any emphasis you took away as a defense from last week and said, you know what, we need to improve this right now?
It was really just getting the cobwebs off. We played a good team last week.
Absolutely.
Yeah. They were like everybody was just knocking cobwebs off. We have been going against each other the whole entire time. And, starting the season off with a team like Louisville, like we're not all the way there. It's a bunch of new players on the team. Like it was just a lot of mental challenges. And I feel like we're going to clean that up this week.
100%. 100%. I agree with you. Coach Wells always talked about, at least when I was there, that the biggest growth comes from week 1 to week 2, and that seems to be true. We kind of highlighted, offense kind of knows what the defense is running. They know what your identity is every day in practice. Defense all offseason, the plays you run against them 30, 40 times, 50 times, 100 times, against the offense. So to go into an environment like Louisville and not know 100%. So I think that makes sense that the cobwebs are getting knocked off. And to be honest, and I told Pat this earlier on the show, from my perspective, what I noticed is we needed to tackle that back the first time because, that guy was a freak. He's going to be one of the best players in college football this year.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah, facts. So I didn't see anything glaring. I'm excited because I think you guys have a huge opportunity this week against Houston Christian. Is there anything no, I can't ask that. I'll ask off air. I want to know, what the game plan is, but it's a new era for me, so I'm here online. But man, I'm pumped for you. Nothing made me happier than watching you run down the field and make tackles last week. You killed it. You're making a name for yourself as a long snapper, which is a good thing. And I can't wait to see what you do this week.
Hey, what's so crazy is that like when I made that first tackle, I really thought in my head because I forget who I seen Marvin, and I seen who was he next to? I think it was D-Bake. I seen Marvin D-Bake in the film, and I'm instantly thinking like, where's Duff at? I know Duff seen that. Like I know he'll be proud of me right now.
Oh, I was fired up. Unfortunately I had to watch on TV last weekend, but I was with my girlfriend. You can ask her. We both got fired up for you because I watch every punt team rep, every rep from you, every rep from Quaid on field goal, every rep from Baker. So I was super fired up for you, and then to see you get round 2, that was even better.
Right.
So man, I'm excited for you.
And Quaid kind of was like your pups last year, so it's just like I know you would be proud of us. We both took our steps, like
100%, 100%. I'm grateful for you guys too because you guys were great teammates, great friends, and great competitors. So I'm excited to see what you all have moving forward this year. I have a feeling this is just the beginning.
Yeah, definitely.
So, well, I appreciate you coming on my show. It's been good talking to you, and I'll let you go back to whatever you may be doing to get ready for a Friday walkthrough and a Friday of prep. But I appreciate it. Best of luck this weekend, and I'm sure I'll be talking to you soon.
Yes, sir. Most definitely. Thanks for having me, Duff.
Absolutely. I'll see you, brother. Awesome. That was Blake Howard, starting long snapper and a linebacker for this EKU football team. And he had an incredible game last week. I couldn't be more happy for him. I'm super grateful for Jaheim Ward also coming on the show. I mean, we talked about it, preseason, everything, but also just an incredible game, leading the team in tackles last week and an opportunity to really make a name for himself in the EKU Colonel history books. Him and Blake both got a lot of momentum building after the first game going through this season. I'm so excited for them, and great to talk to Pat Nations as he makes his radio debut this week for EKU Sports Radio. So if you can't be at the game, tune in and listen to him. I know he's going to do a great job. With that said, I'm excited to go watch this EKU team play a home game against Houston Christian. I think it's the first home game. I'm not going to give you a year amount, but it's been a while since EKU's played the second game at home. So I hope Colonel Nation shows out. Tell a friend, bring everyone, pack Roy Kidd Stadium, and let's make it a night to remember. Let's get back in the win column. And I just want to give a shout out to Isaac Ray, the SID for EKU football, for allowing me to get these players on to talk to them every week. And once again, shout out to my sponsor, John Clark State Farm. You can always count on Clark. And that slogan couldn't be any more true. So let's go, Colonels. Let's get in the win column this week. Thanks for tuning in. Everyone have a great weekend. Once again, go Colonels.